If you've recently made the transition from drawing on a board to drawing with a CAD system, you may be a little puzzled by how you manipulate line weights. I have a designer landscape design here for a site in the US, so our units are decimal feet. And when we print a design, what we'd like to see is line weights showing up. Now, in the status line, there's a show hide line weight switch, and I've turned it on. So now when we print this to a PDF file, let's do that. File, save as a PDF. I'll pick window and high resolution, and I'll just put a box around the area that I want to print, and we'll put this on our desktop, and I'll overwrite one called Like CAD Drawing. So we'll overwrite it. That should then throw up my PDF viewer, my Acrobat reader. Let's maximize it, and you can see the lines showing up quite nicely. And they're thick enough to be seen in the PDF file. If I close, and I don't want to close it. If we return to the drawing and into the model, and we have a look at some of the things, here's a polyline, and you can see its line weight is being determined by layer. And if we look over here, all of the layers in this drawing have their line weight set at default. What that means is if you were, say, a little disappointed with the output you just saw and you want finer lines, you go to Format and Line Weights, and you change the default to a finer setting. We'll put it back to 0.13, or since this is in the US, 0.005 of an inch, and apply it, and OK. Go back to our C size sheet and save as PDF, put our window up just as we did before, and what I'm expecting as we overwrite that Like CAD Drawing, I expect much finer line work. So you can see here we do have much finer line work. So you've got control over the line weight that you'll see in the output from your drawing. That's not to say that you can't change the line weight of individual lines, and those settings will be maintained. Whoops, I was trying to edit in layout space, and of course you can't. So if we zoom in on that barbecue area, we could pick that barbecue area and say, well, it's been set at a very fine or zero line weight, and if we pushed it up and then unselect all, can you see we now have a thick line? That'll be a thick line irrespective of our settings value in Format, Line Weights, and whatever we set the default line weight to be. The other thing, so you've got control, you can individually control the line weight of entities, or you can control by layer, and you can ring the changes according to the line weight settings. What I now want to do is swing and draw your attention to the effect of different size sheets. So I'm going to put back the Format Line Weights now to the default value. I'll go back to millimeters because it's a little more convenient for me, and I'll set this at the default level and apply it. So apart from the line around the barbecue, we should get exactly the same PDF file that I showed you before. But what I'm going to do is move to an A size sheet. I'll zoom extents. Now I'm going to go, whoops, we better dive into the A size sheet, and we need to set the box around the whole drawing. And what's happened here is I've got a fixed scale. So I'm going to display on the line weight. I'm going to click in there and select the edge there, and I'm going to say no fixed scale. Once that's been done, I can double click, activate the viewport. Now I can change the magenta box to fit around the whole of the design. I need to have it a little larger, and it is now a little larger, and then we can display that on the layout and deactivate. Now, sorry about that, we had to do a little bit of extra work, but we're on an A size sheet, a much smaller sheet. And now we're going to zoom extents and save to PDF again. Now remember, we had exactly the same settings as we had first on the C size sheet. So it's File, Save as PDF, put our box around our design, and what I'm hoping to see is we'll have a whole series of very thick lines now, because same line weight settings. Let me maximize that, and can you see we now have very, very heavy lines, not only around the barbecue but right the way through the drawing. So you do need, you've got ultimate control in every which way you go, but you do have to be aware of the size of the sheet that you're going to plot your lines out to.